All right, good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Actually, it's supposed to be good evening, good morning, good afternoon, and welcome to my stream. We're going to do some Kerbal Space Program. I think we're finally starting to get the hang of the updated MKS, what to do, what not to do. I think, I don't know. Anyways, let me check my audio. We're going to do some Kerbal Space Program. Sounds okay. All right, let's press that key, get the game. Let's get into the game. And let's go check out now. For the record, hey Crimson Elite, how you doing? For the record, I had to change the metallic ore site, and let's go check it out, shall we? Metallic ore, there we go. There's 3 drills, and after reviewing some of the literature and you know, I know I had read it before, but I was completely overwhelmed. But when you use a little bit of it, some of the literature, some of the documentation finally makes a little sense. So originally, I had this huge storage container with drills attached to it. And even though I got everything here, I didn't have enough power. And then I noticed that when I looked at the ME500, it said metallic ore too, so I don't know why I decided to switch to the very large drill. So I refitted a rover, dropped it off at the site. I got the engineer out. We reconfigured the drills. Pressed the start button. It would go chunka chunka chunka, and it would stop. I checked the power. I checked the cooling. Everything was fine. And then what happened is the original site, there was actually no metallic ore. It was 0%, even though on the planet it said there was a high concentration. I guess I was in a no concentration of a high concentration. So I had to move everything. I did this off screen, off stream. I had to fly out some supplies because I kept running out of stuff because I didn't know what I was doing. But anyways, I finally got it figured out. Metallic ore is up and running. We're digging up metallic ore finally. And then this site has got uh-oh. Electrical charge has expired at the drill? How can electrical charge expire? What? That's gotta be wrong. Wonder if they're on the dark side. Really? But they should have a reactor. Let's go check that out. Can I go? Okay, so we need to go check that out. Anyways, so you can see here now they have 249 days of supplies. We're good at metallic ore, but evidently we have a problem at the ore drill site. So let's go see that, what's going on there. Now, I used to use, Kerbal Engineer has a rendezvous, and I used to switch back and forth between that, but sometimes it crashes. I know there's another swapping mod. I don't know if I like it, though. Alright, so is that where I want to go? No, that's where I am. There's the ore fly. Where's the ore drill? Gypsum? Oh, the ore drill, that's right, it's down here. Alright, let's go see what's going on. They're evidently out of electrical charge. Let's see. Electrical charge is fine. Okay, it's just lying. Okay, it lied. I was a little scared. Alright, so today's mission, let me do an F5. Is we are going to set up, what I say, a mineral drill site. So I'm just going down the list of needed materials, and we're going to start. Oh, you know what? Evidently I have an engine. I should probably shut down. Alright, cool. Alright, now we'll do an F5. Alright, so we should be able to reuse a lot of the same stuff, so hopefully this goes faster. I laugh because should, and what I do is never the same. Alright, let's go here. So the first thing I like to drop is the rover. So let me open up my save file here. Let's go to saves, ships, VAB. So let's take a look at the MUN metallic ore, and we should be able to re-outfit that to minerals. What am I looking for? MUN rover. Okay, so I gotta find the ROs, not the REs. MUN rover metallic ore VTOL. Is that what I want? Yes. No. That one. Yes. Alright, sorry. What I noticed the last time I was flying, I was severely out of balance. I wonder if I can... how hard would this be to redo this? Because we're going to have a few more, and I want to make sure I can... Oh. Alright, hang on. Because I just want to make sure I do it right. So let's reassign route to here. Let's take that off. Grab this. Let's see where our center of mass is. Alright, so our center of mass is pretty good. I'm thinking what's happening is the fuel's not getting used evenly, and that's what's throwing it off. We'll do that. I don't know if that's going to help. You know, I'm not going to worry about it. I mean, probably what I should look at, to be honest with you, is let's load it up again. And I'm going to take the lifter off, and I'm just going to do the VTOL part of it and see how out of balance it is. Alright, so what I want to do is, again, take this off, and let's reassign route again to here. Alright, let's take a look how this is. So this is what lands. I know, it looks gaudy. Oh, the center of mass is off a smidge, and that's what the problem is. So how can I fix... I think that's about... Alright, that's about the best I can do, I suppose. Alright, so let's turn that off. Let's see if that helps. I mean, it wasn't overly terrible, but it was causing a problem. Put that on. And let's put that back. Alright, let's put this back. Things still good? Yeah. Cool. I'm gonna redo the fairing, I think. So delete that. Let's I think staging is good up until a point. Let's see here. We got a whole bunch of engines. 16, 21, right? So we got 16, 4, and 1. That's right. We let go. We let loose. We let go. I'm all of a sudden speech challenge. We let go of that, and then we have a whole bunch of Shepracons, not leprechauns, Sepratrons. Alright, then we do that. Then we burn here. Go there, go there. Okay, we're good. We're good on the staging. Alright, cool. So let's, oh, Christ, I'm worried about alright, so we need to change this over to, what are we doing again? Minerals. So, next. No. Nope. Minerals. Alright. And again, the, drills at the ME700. We're looking for minerals. I'm pretty sure it does them all. Hydrates, water, silicates, exotic, rare, gypsum, dirt, minerals. Alright, cool. Just in case. It used to be last time there was 2 drills. One did certain minerals, and the other one did other minerals. Now they all 3 do the same. It's just they have different outputs, different demands. All right, so that's good. Then we have to change this over to minerals. Oh, dang it. Minerals. All right, so let's lock those, empty those. Oops, yeah, empty them all. All right. We want to lock that. I think we're going to change this to say minerals. All right. Minerals ore. It's not mineral ore, it's just minerals. All right. Save that. And then let's go ahead and wrap the fairing around it. Doo-doo. Alright, evidently I'm coming up short somewhere here. Alright, it's a fairing, it'll work. Alright, save that. Don't need no people. No curbs needed. And save it. Put it on the launch pad. Excuse me. Alright, let's my microphone. Boop 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 doop boo. Ooh, nighttime launch. I'm a little scared. Alright, a lot of stuff loading in here. Get that going. Alright. We have 5. 3, 2, and 1. A lot of stuff going on here. A lot of physics. There we go. It's on its way. A little noisy. Pushing a lot of weight. Pushing. How much does this weigh? Mass. That's a big rocket. Not the biggest, but it's pretty big. Huge. Alright, so basically we have about a minute left, and then we're going to get rid of our... Actually, I think this is going to make it all the way up to the apoapsy before we say goodbye to our boosters. That's good. Still loud. Don't know why I keep saying that. Alright. So the only thing we gotta wait till we get above 40,000 and we can pump the fairing. Deploy the fairing. It's called deploy, right? Yeah, we deploy the fairing. Alright. Very rapid ascent. Alright, there we go. So that's a good time to get rid of that. A lot of pieces in there. Alright. The Caribou used to come with its own VTOL engines, but you just couldn't get enough liquid fuel inside the storage of it to do a landing. So I stopped using them. I don't even think they're part of the parts package now. Really cool idea it was. Alright, 1433 needed. We only got 316 left in our boosters. So we're going to continue on. Could light up the sky here. Whoa. Slightly scary. Alright, that's going to be a 1 minute burn. Those are boosters. Yeah, it was pretty aggressive launch. That's all right. It's a proven lifter for what we are doing here. All right, I got about 20 seconds left to get our circularization here. Now, I have no idea where minerals are. We're going to get this to the MUN. Ooh, actually, no. We should probably take a look. Now, the problem I had again with the metallic ore was that the stock scan showed heavy concentrations. And when I landed within the heavy concentrations, there actually wasn't any in the spot I was at. And I had set up shop under the assumption that there was going to be a good chunk of ore, and there was nothing, so I had to move it. So I installed ScanSat, which gives a more accurate. We're in orbit, so let's go over to the moon, because I've already scanned the moon. I wonder if I can do it from here. No, I need to. That's Minmus. I don't want the Minmus. Now let's take a look at the moon. Like I said, if I use the stock and I say I want minerals, according to this, there's a 3.3, ratio, and if I crank this up to about 80, it looks like there's minerals everywhere. I don't trust it. I really don't. So what I'm going to do is use ScanSat. Let's turn that off. And we're going to go to the big map. And we're going to change the resource to minerals. Make sure we're on the MUN. And that marker, how do I clear that? Oh, can I not clear that marker? There we go. Alright. Oh, it didn't clear from there though. Oh. Toggle color. Set landing target. Oh, really? Cool. Alright. Well, let's see here. So, kind of hard to read. I'm just assuming this is the equator. And there's 11%, 2%. So that looks like a crater. That's a crater. So this is all crater. So green is good. All right. So how about what do I have here? Toggle flags. Turn off the toggle anomalies. Waypoint. So how do I clear this waypoint, and then how do I use the waypoint? See here. Small map, that's something. Let's refresh. Alright. So we're definitely looking at minerals. We're definitely on the MUN. What am I missing here? That's a small bat. That's later. To zoom, overlay control. We're on minerals here, I guess. Alright. I'm not very fluent with ScanSat. I kind of fumble my way through it. So we got mineral selected, draw overlay. Alright. Tooltips, I don't know. Resource settings. Whoa, what's this? Resource biome lock, instant resource scan requires narrow band. No, I don't want to I turn that off. I want to reset ScanSat response coverage. Oh. Alright, so Green is good. No, blue is good. No, green is good. All right, all right. So here's a target of some kind. And I guess that's what I'm targeting. It looks like a crater. It can be a crater. I just want to know, how do I reset this? Toggle anomalies. No. Set landing target. So if I want to land... Okay. Now, does that actually become something I'm going to see on nav HUD? But where is that? So it should be... here. Oh, green was good. All right, so we're just gonna leave this overlay. Ooh. All right, so anywhere there it's green, which is everywhere. All right, so we're gonna leave that on. Let's go back to our craft. Oops. Let's go back to the craft. Let's target the MUN. It looks like we can do this on the equator, which is good. Alright, 8:57 to get to the moon. Leave this up. And we have... oh, we're going to have to stage. Alright. Don't think I need that. Alright. I think I'm reading it right. But green is good, dark blue or purple is bad. Alright. And anything above 5% is supposed to be good. Now when we land, I actually have a scanner on the rover, so when we land I can figure out exactly what we got going on. Alright. Lined up for the burn. So I'm just going to use the 675 as, you know, might as well not waste it. And then we'll use this stage to get the rest of the way there. Line up our landing. Slow down as much as possible with it, and then we'll actually land with the VTOL engines. I usually have a ton of fuel left over. Hopefully the balance is a little bit better because we made a little bit of change for the center of mass. All right. Here comes the burn. Again, we will have to stage here in about 5 seconds. A little bit quieter. A little bit. All right, so let's drop us a maneuver node here, and let's get us lined up. I'm pretty sure we can land just over here somewhere. Spread it out a little bit. What do we got? 40? Excellent. Argy! How goes the base building? Well, I think I've finally figured it out. I think. I had a real tussle. It took me 3 days to get the metallic ore up and running, only because I kept forgetting what I needed to get things going, and then once I thought I had it going, I actually didn't have any minerals at the site, any ore at the site to dig up, so I had to move the whole site. So I couldn't, being as I wasn't getting accurate scans from the stock ore scanner from space, I installed ScanSat last night, and now I get more accurate. Well, it's funny because the stock one showed me I had like 8%, and then I get there and it was like 0. I went, okay, that's fine. So with minerals, we're just gonna, I think we're gonna land over here, or somewhere where the green is. Yeah, it was off some. All right, let's get our orbit around the MUN. Yeah, it was a lot of trial and error. I mean, I think last time I did the MUN, I think I used ScanSat. I don't know why I didn't go back to using it. Probably because I didn't have any problem finding gypsum or ore. I thought, okay, I can do it fine with this, but that was not working out. All right, so let's get lined up for orbit around the MUN. And then our next trip out, as soon as we find ample percentage, and hopefully it's fairly flattish. The MUN has gotten moldy. I used that joke yesterday. Then we can send out our pilot and our engineer and our logistics modules with some supplies. And then I think we'll just have to send out a supply drop, and hopefully that's it. So we're pushing 30 minutes on the stream. Brand new installation. Let's see if I can get this right the first time. The thing about it is that on the big map, there's an X. How do I clear that? And how do I use this as a target to actually utilize? So what I thought I would do is, let's see here. According to this, we have pretty ample ore over here. So I'm going to set, the only way I know how to do a target. So I'm going to use the landing guidance. I'm going to say pick a target on the map, and I'm going to say I want to land right about here where we have a little bit of a slope. See, I like that 2% slope right there. So get rid of that. Get rid of that. So what I want to do is now make a maneuver node. I don't need that anymore. I don't need. Oh, wait a minute. I'm going to need that. Alright, so let's go ahead and slow us down. That didn't work. Alright, let's go ahead and do that. 303, we got 1100. I remember I used to use modular rocketry and KW rocketry, but modular rocketry had reaction wheels that were the same diameter. Using the stock ones, well, I guess they had. Whoa! What'd I do to Kerbin? Like something from the 70s. All right, that's where we're going. Yeah, that lines us up. Still have fuel. We're going to use it to... Oh, happened? Oh. Alright, so what I want to do here is... I guess I don't need the overlay, so let me turn overlay off. There we go. Since I know where I'm going, and I have this, should be good. Alright, so let's do... I sure do want to land right where that is, so let's change our direction ever so slightly. Whoa. Alright, let's try that. It's going to give us a nice high arc to drop down. So we're slowing down, but we're kind of lining up and creating a big arc so I can let drop versus come in sideways. I'm not a big fan of coming in sideways on landing spots when I can. All right, let's kill that. Let's go ahead and warp over. That's what I thought. So we're going to have to make one more maneuver node. And if I can get in here and grab this stuff. Oh, wrong way. I think that's going to be pretty darn close. Alright. One more burn. And then we'll get rid of the tank and attempt to land. Close enough. Alright, so if we point at the target, let's point at the surface then. Point retro. We have 409. We're 42,000 up. Let's get to 30. Let's do an F5. Point at retro. Alright, that's going to be close enough. So let's turn that off for a sec. Let's make sure our staging is set. Good. Let's go back to the rover. We want to control from this probe core. Stage the engines. Do I still have the target? I don't. Well, let's see, this says we still... Whoa. Oh, I gotta be careful of my debris. Oh, it's below me. Where's the one above me? Can't see. There it is. That could be a problem. Alright. So we're 23,000. We have 2,000 delta V. According to this, we have a very small slope, which is really cool. Let's go ahead and turn on RCS. I'm actually very afraid of that debris, so let me do this. I'm gonna push us to the side. Put on the brakes a little bit. That way it goes past us. And again, we still have a high concentration of minerals below us. 15,000, we're slowing down. We are Should be okay. Not really staying super level. Just out of curiosity, let me see if these tools, so do that, do that. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work for me. We won't use these tools. F5. Uh-oh, I think I'm in trouble. Not good, not good. What the flip happened? Oh, this is not going to be good. Everything was going fine until I tried to use the tool. Alright, so we'll just keep this locked on retro. Alright, well, now I'm trying to correct it, and nothing I'm doing is correct. Does it reset the control point when I do an F9? Shouldn't. Let's try that again. So we want to control from here. Alright. Let's just hold stability. Now let's see my controls are... That's left to right, that's forward and back. Alright. Alright, so let me not do a... Alright, so this ain't gonna land? I landed 3 others. What the heck is going... Is the fuel, like, off weight? Not really. Alright, so SAS. And... let's do that. I cannot keep the nose down. I don't see how the thrust would be unbalanced. I mean, I've landed 3 of these, and the only thing I changed was the center of mass on this, so it was more center of the mass. Alright, let me just see if this can do it. If the craft is basically, I built one side and duplicate it and put it on the other side, so that's really weird. So let's control from here. I have no idea. This sucks. Wow. I make one little change for the center of mass and this thing is uncontrollable. Do I have not... What's my torque? It's like I have no torque. Or maybe I have too much torque. Where's the torque on this thing? I don't see the torque. Mass. back to the drawing board. This is bad. All I'm trying to do, look at that, I'm pegged on the pitch. Ugh. All right. Is the thrust unbalanced? It has to be now. Something changed because the exotic metals, the ore. Oh, maybe on the end of 2. Wow. Good thing there's no Kerbals there. I have the gimbal. What was that, like 7 retries and I still couldn't? MUN over minerals. Alright, MUN, rover, minerals. Alright, so what did I change that threw this thing off so much? Let's pull the lifter off. Oh wait, let's pull that off. Change this to there. Pull that off. Huh. That was a little depressing. Alright, let's see what we got here. Center of thrust is in the center. Center of mass. I mean, it's off a little bit. See, how can I... bring, well, if I bring the center of mass back... I wonder if that really could have thrown it off. Really? All right, hang on. So let me build all this over again. Pull this out. All right. So what we have here is, I wonder if I need more reaction wheel. Let's see here. There you go. Alright. Let's double the reaction wheel, see if that helps some. And then let's go to the engines. We want to do a mirror, if this works. Alright. Alright, and then I was using those... where are they? These stabilizers. Whoops. Oh, those... Those went on in mirror, but they're not in. Are they? Is it on in mirror? Oh, it is. All right. So let's see here. We need to. Try that again. Tolerance is 45 versus 12, so those got a better crash tolerance. It just doesn't seem. I'm gonna change this a little bit here. Seriously, like such a delay. All right, so let's put these in mirror. But I want to put 2. Oh, those are upside down. Well, that's not gonna fly. Alright, I guess we'll just do 1. Alright, I guess that'll catch it. Really? Whoa, what is this thing? Okay, can you... This thing looks cool. Can I use it? Was this the one I was using? Oh, that looks cool. Alright, so back to the drawing board because the 9 failed attempt. Oh, this was the one I was using. Oh, right, never mind. I guess. Yeah, I think this was the one. I don't know. I thought that was the one. Oh well. I like this one better. Alright, so... Let's see here. Let's do... that. That looks like it's going to have some clearance. What if we do... yeah. Down a little bit. In. Okay, down a little bit. Alright, so it's got clearance. And holds nicely. Alright, cool. Alright, so we'll try. Not that this is going to help my landing. Alright, so that's redesigned. Let's put this on there. And then let's duplicate this. No, not that. Oh, I need to reassign route. That's why. Then we should be able to copy this. Smack that there. Alright, so now we have an exact duplicate Center of mass, center of thrust was good there. Now let's see what we do here. Center of thrust is... should be where the drill is, or I don't know, where's the center of mass at? Okay, so they're in the same spot. I'm thinking my center mass should be back some, so how can I fix that? So if I want to shift my center of mass, to add that, and then if I want my center of thrust, the only way I could do that is to take this. That ain't gonna work. Well, wait, no, yeah. All right, sorry, I can take this one. All right, so let's, I guess, I don't know. Center. Still not quite lined up. Let's borrow. Oh. All right. So they're pretty darn close. Hopefully that improves. Minerals. Minerals. All right. List of mods doesn't display. It doesn't. Why? Mods. KSP historical. It does too. I don't need this. So, looks better. Oh no, no problem. I didn't see you type anything in, so I was wondering why you would say that. You have to type something in to see the list of mods. Okay, so then additional staging, that should be, where's the top one? That's the top one, alright. There we go. Alright, so if we change this to the MUN. Alright. Well, I think that's about the closest I can get to center of mass, center of thrust that I can get. The other one was very close too. Maybe it's a poor design. Maybe I broke something. All right, so let's put the this back on. Alright, let's reassign route. Okay, put this back on. I don't see anything poking through on the fairing. So I'm going to assume the fairing's still okay. Alright, let's try this version 2. Alright. So once again, we don't need no Kerbals. Good. So it's a stable rocket until it lands. Okay. Alright, so there it was 30 minutes ago going, alright, we got to the moon, I know where the minerals are, and I can't land it. You know, each mission has its hiccups. Hang on one sec. I'm back. Alright. Everything looks good. It does. And diddly do. Yeah, that is, well, it's the way of anti-KSP, anyways. Alright. A lot of parts. There we go. We are taking off again. I think also I think there's a launch about to take place, isn't there? Hang on one second. Let me I'm sure everyone would like to see a launch today. The SpaceX launch, isn't it? Yeah. Alright, let's see here. Where is the live? You can follow the launch directly here. And here.
In the past year, where we have pulled the team at T-minus
right, so,
35 minutes
so it's
and begin loading.
13 minutes to launch.
So we began loading fuel in the first.
Alright, cool. So we can do this for a little bit more, and then we can you know, they had a YouTube. Let me go to the YouTube. Oh, alright. There's no talking on that one. Like the other one. Oops, darn it. Hang on. We're good. Should have left Will alone.
Launch.
Alright. Alright, so we got 12 minutes to launch. Well, their launch. My launch is unfortunately going. So, I broke something. Wasn't yesterday Friday the 13th? Right, what did I break? All that launches those. It's like the fuel lines aren't. That was. Alright, let's try that again. Ten minutes to launch. I wonder if I can get this fixed. Alright, so what are we doing here? That went good. They didn't stage, and in fact one of them was still lit. That was weird. Alright. This all looks good. The heck? I don't get it. It would be nice if I could get a successful launch and a successful landing, because that's what people like to see. I don't know. Unfortunately, that was a very expensive failure too. Alright, so everything looks good. switch over, watch it. I think I should have a, oh, that doesn't do it. Alright, I'll just have to make that do. Excuse me. Alright, these look like they're draining okay. I don't have to yell. It looks like they're draining evenly enough. Alright, so that looks good. I mean, last launch we took the boosters all the way up to the Abu, so I don't know what the heck happened. We still have 44 seconds. This ain't going well. All I did was add 2 reaction wheels. Alright, wait a minute. Maybe this is okay. 7 minutes to launch. Alright. Alright, that's better. All I did was redo the fuel lines. So strange. Get rid of the fairing. Alright. Huh. So redoing the fuel lines fixed it. So maybe when I was messing around, maybe the fuel lines didn't reconnect or something? I didn't see that? I don't know. Last time we had a 1433 burn orbit, something like that. Yeah, 1431. Alright, so we're consistent. Well, I'm not, but... Alright. That scared me. Yes, I was a little startled on that burn. Alright. Now again, those are suborbital, so they should burn up just fine. We have 50 seconds of burn. 6 minutes to the launch. Alright, 5 minutes to launch. I can probably get this in orbit around MUN and then we can switch over. Watch the launch. Alright, let's do an F5. Turn on SAS. Let's get rid of this. Bring that up. Target the MUN. Get that going. So we'll get this in orbit around the MUN. I'll switch over to launch. We'll watch the launch. And we'll come back and see if I can't land on the MUN. Something like that. 4 minutes, 30 seconds for a launch. And who was that? That was... is that... Ilzickle? Izzickle? Or Zek? Zek? Thank you for that follow. Appreciate it very much. So we need 859 for this burn, so we will stage, and that's why this stage is there. We're going to empty this out. That is a big, long rocket there.
Okie dokie.
Okie dokie.
Mamma mia.
Hopefully this is better. I wonder if RCS. Oh, maybe that's what's unbalancing the fuel.
So much for playing my game.
Is depending upon the need, RCS draws from its source, and since it's pulling fuel, alright. I added more reaction wheels. Let's see if we get more control. All I did was disable the fuel so it doesn't accidentally get used. Okay, we're gonna have to stage in about 20 seconds. We have 2 minutes to launch. 2 minutes, 40 seconds. So I got 20 seconds here. That's quieter. Much quieter. I don't have... Oh wait, maybe that screen will work. Alright, so we're on our way to the MUN. Do that mid-course correction. See if I can get this into orbit and not miss the launch. 1 minute 52 seconds. Ooh, I'm pushing it, you know. 40. Oh, that's perfect. If I can't get us over to the launch in about, we'll say 45 to 55 seconds here. So this is our mid course, and we're lined up, and we're gonna warp out to it. Electrical charge is fine. Alright, T-minus 1 minute 14 seconds on the SpaceX launch. You guys are probably watching it yourself. I don't want to watch with Andy. Alright, let me go ahead and pause the music. We'll get their audio up. Someone's got a hot mic.
Stage 2, pressing for flight.
Alright, so they have 48 seconds. I don't think I'm going to get this in time. We'll plot this. Alright, and then we'll save it.
T-minus 30 seconds.
Alright, 30 seconds, I know. And thank you. Alright, let's go ahead and bring this over. And I think if I
20
do
seconds.
this screen and I take
Pressing for
down...
flight. 15.
There we go. Alright. I'll shut up my mic too.
T-minus 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff of Falcon 9. Drop AVIRC and GNC proceed to procedure 3.170 for post-launch flight operation. GC, move to section post-launch pad operations to secure the pad on Net A. Moving to post-launch pad operations.
Alright, I'm back. Alright, they need to move the camera. Can I get this to go... Oops, sorry. Trying to get the... I guess not. Alright. There we go. Better camera angle. Thank you, guys.
Stage 1 propulsion. Stage 1.
I wonder what kind of camera that is. It looks like it's a nighttime launch.
T+1 minute and 17 seconds into flight. You've heard the call out. Falcon 9 performance is nominal as we head downrange over the Pacific Ocean, flying south from the launch site at Vandenberg Air Force Base in California. We're passing through the region of maximum dynamic pressure right now. This is where the high pressure of the atmosphere combines with the speed of the rocket to provide the greatest stresses on the Falcon 9 vehicle. We throttle the engines down as we pass through this phase, then throttle them back up as we proceed on into orbit. The major activity coming up will be main engine cutoff at T+2 minutes and 25 seconds. We'll listen for that, followed shortly after by stage separation and then ignition of the second stage engine. Let's listen in as the Falcon 9 continues to head downrange, preparing for shutdown of the first stage and stage separation and ignition of the second stage.
I wonder what their angle is of the launch. Looks very slanty. Okay, that doesn't look very slanty. All right, maybe it does. Hard to tell.
And 48 seconds into flight, we've had successful shutdown separation.
Oh, that's so cool. You can see the booster back there.
The second stage engine is lit. You can see it there. We're coming up on 3 minutes as we head into low Earth orbit. Everything looking good.
That's so cool.
So as you just heard from John Innsbrucker, it sounds like the Falcon 9 first stage has successfully separated from the second stage, and the second stage engine has successfully ignited. It means we're on our way to orbit.
So, following that awesome success, there's still a lot more to go. One of the cool things that's about to happen is we are going to begin the recovery operations, or rather the first stage flyback operations.
Pushback.
That's going to consist of that flip maneuver where the rocket is moving in one direction and it will actually flip itself over. Then it will light the engines on the back end, and that will begin a boost back burn to bring the first stage back towards the drone ship. Next up, I think we have a re-entry burn. And that'll slow down the rocket from about 2 kilometers per second down to 1 kilometer per second. It's still really fast, but any sort of decrease of energy that you can get in moving that direction is going to be better for decreasing the aerodynamic stresses on the vehicle.
And the last and final burn, coming up just a little bit later, is going to be the landing burn. That's when the first stage, right as it gets close to the deck of Just Read the Instructions, slows itself down, opens up its landing legs, and prepares for a soft touchdown on the deck of the autonomous spaceport drone ship.
And just to remind you guys, this is an experimental secondary part of this mission today, but obviously something we all get really, really excited about here. But the primary mission is launching these satellites, right?
Mm-hmm. I believe we've already separated the fairing, and that's to get rid of the excess weight, the excess mass rather, so that for the same force you can accelerate faster. I'd say, again, moving at 8 kilometers per second is the final goal to be circling the Earth, which is, again, 10 times the speed of a rifle bullet. As much help as you can get to minimize the amount of mass that you need to accelerate.
It is slowing down on the altitude.
And the fairing is kind of like it's just a big windshield for the satellite. Satellites really aren't built to withstand intense aerodynamic forces. They're meant to operate inside the vacuum of space.
There goes the
so
fins.
what we do is we lose that fairing as soon as we get out of the atmosphere, and that's where we are right now.
Yes, and so look at that. You can see that the first stage grid fins are deployed. Now those grid fins are powered by nitrogen thrusters, and they're used to actually steer and guide the rocket back down to Earth.
They're useful both at high speeds when you're moving at very supersonic, and again when you're starting to move slower, but not when you're going through the transition of the speed of sound. They become less helpful.
All right,
Really?
we're going to go to John I.
We're at T+5.5 minutes into the flight. second stage continuing to head downrange as we go into what will be the first of 2 orbits, the low Earth orbit, followed by a coast phase, then a reignition of the second stage engine later on this morning to get the 10 Iridium satellites into their final orbit. Now currently you can see the nozzle. Well, you can't see the nozzle of the second stage because we're showing you the first stage right now. Grid fins are deployed. We're coming up on the next first stage event, which will be in about 17 seconds, which is beginning of the entry burn, which will then be followed shortly after that by the landing burn. On the right, you can see the second stage engine nozzle. That's currently glowing red. That's typical for the upper stage engine. Everything's looking good right now. Give me a second. Let me see how things are going on the first stage.
Nice. Oh,
And
there
we're
goes the
coming
ignition.
up on the engines.
Cool.
We have boost back burn. You can hear the applause in the background from the SpaceX team gathered around the Mission Control Center as we're watching the 3 Merlin engines on the first stage light, and we have got shutdown for the boost back burn. So currently we're coming up on T plus 7 minutes.
I can see
Second stage
RCS.
continues
I wonder
to
if
head
it's
into
typical
orbit. First
RCS.
stage is coming back to the drone ship. Let's go bound to the floor for the landing burn and the entry into orbit of the second stage.
Leave us here. I don't want to go back to the floor, people.
So as you just saw,
Oh,
the
good.
re-entry burn for the first stage has just completed and looks successful. You can still see camera footage from the first stage descending down. Hopefully we'll be able to maintain video all the way down to the drone ship.
What a great shot that is. It's beautiful.
Camera's getting
now,
all dirty.
so as you know, sometimes we lose that video in the drone ship. There's a lot of vibrations happening there. We're going to try our best to keep that link, and hopefully once that landing burn hits, we'll catch it. We'll see it visually. And if all goes well, Falcon 9 will be standing proud there on the deck of our drone ship.
You may have noticed little puffs of what looked like smoke coming out from between
Yes.
the grid fins every once in a while. Those are part of the attitude control system. I think this is the
landing burn. Looks like
burn.
the landing burn has just started, so we should be coming right down on the deck of Just Read the Instructions.
This is a single engine landing burn, so it's a slower
Look at the grid fins.
decrease
Oh, there
in
it is.
speed.
Cool.
You can actually see the deck of the drone
There's the
ship
deck.
right now.
Oh, that is so cool. Nice job. Nice job.
Wow. Here we have the first ever successful landing onto Just
they make it seem like
West Coast drone ship.
they just make it seem so easy when it's
Landing on
something like that.
And the first time we've attempted
That was
anything on
incredible.
it for over a year, so we're all very happy. Now we have 2 drone ships that have both successfully received first hit.
awesome. All right. Well, congratulations, SpaceX.
And we can see it the entire
All right, that was awesome. All right, now let me continue on with my success. All right, cool. That was really cool. I mean, every single drone landing I've seen was either, you know, I don't say this in a bad way, it was a failure, or they would lose the video and you have to wait for a Twitter announcement from someone. All right, so we got that. So let's go ahead and execute this node. So this will put a rover in orbit. Just make sure I didn't ruin my overlay here. Hang on one sec. Nope, that's good. Sweet. All right. So we've made some changes. Hopefully they're good changes. I don't know. See. And it was really cool to watch that all the way back, even with the slightly glitchy video. That was so cool, and it was just the most gentle landing ever. Well, I mean, it looked gentle. That was really cool. Alright, so this is getting our orbit around the MUN. And Alright, so let's see here. If we get the overlay, and again, we're looking for minerals. Green is good. And then I want this out. Close that. I don't want to do that. Arc. Okay, we're there. I think we're just going to try to put a maneuver. I couldn't speak. And landing anywhere over here where it's green. Like a fairly decent mineral count. Like right here looks like flattish. So. Well, not there, but I'm thinking somewhere in there. All right. They're gonna work. All right. Well, let's get that going. I'm going to change this to say minerals. Go. Why did that? Didn't we come in retrograde? Aren't we going in retrograde? Oh, I guess. Oh, okay. Never mind. I'm sorry. It had to rotate because of where the burn was. Got it. All right. I'm thinking somewhere over here. It says the slope is like in the 7s. So we're 39,000 up. I'd just be happy to land. Alright, so we still have 800 delta V left. Let's go ahead and we'll do another slowdown retro burn here. Now it looks like it's going to put us in the equator, let's shoot for there. See what that does. Again, I'm going to use MechJub's landing. And we're going to say pick a target. I'm going to say like right around there. That way we have something. Something to shoot for. Alright. Maybe. I like using a rover for the... That was totally wicked! PlexiStan with the host. Thank you for that host, PlexiStan. Appreciate it very much. PlexiStan is an awesome streamer. I haven't caught his stream in such a long time because we almost run the same schedules. But as soon as I get this, I'm going to give him the proper shout out that he deserves. And, alright, let me do this. And those of you that are here and aren't following PlexiStan, please do.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a fellow rocket jockey has entered the stream.
Yeah, he has.
Please click the supplied link and give them a follow. This is not a command.
No, it's not a command.
Just consider it a moral imperative. And know,
you gotta know,
you have made the correct choice.
it's the correct choice. Follow PlexiStan, fellow rocket jockey, variety streamer. He streams every game there is. Alright, so let's see. So we're 38,000 up. I don't have to land exactly on the target, so let's do an F5 here. Staging is not correct. Now it is. Okay, let's find the rover. Roll from here. Alright, so we have more reaction wheel added to this version of our craft. So still 36,000 up. Let's go ahead and stage engines. There's no fuel because I have locked. A little scared. Let's get our landing struts out. Or stabilizers as they're called. Now this is a slight redesign because the other one, which I have landed before, for some reason I could not land. I kept crashing, totally out of control. But okay, do we have a piece of debris above us anywhere? I think we're gonna be fine. All right, so let's see how we're doing on get that turned around. Oh, okay, it's angled because I'm telling it to stay retro. All right. It looks like I have the same lousy control here. All right, so let's do an F5. And then let's get down to right about here. Now let's see if we can. All right, adding more reaction wheel is giving me more control here, so that's pretty good. So we're at 17,000. Trying to get things out of the way so I can see things. So we'll slow down here. Looks like I have a little bit better control this time. I did slightly adjust the center of mass and center of thrust. Oh, you know what? Hang on. I noticed the gimbals are cranked on these things. I want these at 25. Still have time. Something this should have been adjusted before. So did that adjust the other sides? It did. All right, cool. Oops. All right. Okay, someone is bombing. We're gonna land in a crater, it looks like. Where is our target? Oh, it didn't stay with us, huh? Bummer. So what I want to do is use RCS and push us that away. I don't want to land in a crater. I mean, our slope is 6% below us. It's not real, but I just don't want to be in a crater, that's all. But seems like we're staying flatter. I like that. Minerals is still pretty high. That's what's important, is this area have a high mineral concentration. Again, PlexiSand, thanks a lot for that host. I really do appreciate it. Those that come over, I'm Andy Wood, or Gamer Circle, and I play KSP. Now, starting actually tomorrow, I'm going to switch to another game. I just wanted to get a good momentum going here for my little rocket program here. I don't want to land over there. I want to land. Alright, cool. That's where I want to land. Let's go ahead and... Seems like I have a little bit better control. Looks like it. We'll find out here in a little bit. Alright, let's slow down. Can I like that to retrograde and will it keep it? Or is it gonna... No, it's gonna break it. Alright, so let me... How's our fuel? Looks good. I can turn that off. Alright, so if you were here earlier, you'll remember I did 9 attempts landing a rover VTOL, and it was a complete failure. Even at this stage, I was all over the place. I'm just kind of easing this down. Still have plenty of altitude here. Need that. Okay, fairly flat slope. Between a couple of craters. This is being powered by a couple of RTGs for minimal electrical charge. Okay, so let's go ahead and looks a little bit better. A little bit better. 1600. Plenty of fuel. We have a good mineral content and a good slope. I'm actually pretty happy with this. This is a lot better than last time. Alright, 1800. I'm just doing little spurts here to kind of keep us, you know, on an even keel. By the way, this information right down here is coming from a mod called Better Burn Time. So it's estimating in 4 seconds I'll impact in 30 seconds. I need to burn in about 4 seconds at the current speed and I guess what my thrust to weight ratio is, but I won't be doing that. I'm just trying to keep this relatively level. Again, slope is very nice. Okay, the one thing I don't like is that we are... Oh, my bad. We are going that way. I don't want to be going that way. So, oops. There we go. Our horizontal speed I want to reduce. Evidently, I give us too much thrust. Let me do that. Alright, we're descending again. Alright. Just trying to minimize the slide. Slope is good. Going a little bit too fast. Why is it can't kill? I'm going to travel halfway across the moon like this. Alright. I think all the important pieces survived. I think. Oh no, we lost a coolant. Well, I can attach that to a support structure. I think I'm going to keep it. So let's get the gear out. So what we lost is we had a thermal cooling apparatus right here. So what we can do is we can attach that to a craft, a support craft that's going to come out. So let's see where we're at here. We are in a nice little flat area. So we have a slope that's really flat. We got a high mineral count. We can't do anything with the drills because we have to get the crew out here to do something. But I think for the most part, our electrical charge is holding. So, okay, that was a better landing than the last 9. And yay. So we're going to call this the MUN mineral base. It's a rover for right now. All right. Leave the brakes on. Is what we should do is actually deploy Can we turn the lights on and will it drain the battery? Or no, we're good. All right, so let's get deploy. All right. And then we'll put the gear up. All right. So again, we have a really good mineral count. We're in a really flat area, and it's the beginning of the minerals. Let me get that extended. All right. All right, so I think now is what we do is we load up a pilot and an engineer and a logistics module, and we're going to plug in back here. Now this logistics module, we're going to have to design it kind of from, we'll take a previous one, see what it's outfitted with, but we have to continue the expansion. We could always put a flex tube here. We could still expand off of here. Okay. All right, so let's do a save. Let's head back to the Space Center. And we need a logistics. So, do I have a logistics outlined anywhere? Don't. So we'll create one from scratch. All right, so first of all, let's quartermaster biologist colonist, no engineer. So we're gonna have to. Are we in the red? Oh no, that's how much it's gonna cost. No, I can't be right. All right, so let's go create an engineer. I just looked at a name real quick. That's who it's going to be. And you're going to be an engineer. Oops. And you're going to be fairly courageous. And we want to say create. All right. All right. Didn't it create? There you are. Cool. All right. All right. So let's go in here. So we need the logistics for the warehouse functionality. We need the engineer to do the drills. We need a pilot for the logistics. So that's our two pilots, our two Kerbal personnel needed. So let's start with Logistics Center. Now I've flown out quite a bit of these, but because we had kind of a, well, we had a failing there. Is what I want to do is, if I go to cooling, is that the, okay, so this is what I need to bring out. So we're going to attach this here for right now. And this draws power, but it's going to keep the drills cool. It's going to keep everything else cool. Here's the front door. This I want to attach to the rover on this side. All right, so let's grab a flex tube. And then we'll put the temporary hab. All right, cool. Because then our supply run will bring the stuff needed to convert the thing. All right, so first of all, let's get our crew. New and no. Our engineer, and we need a pilot. All right, so there's our crew. We don't need that. That. All right, so let's make sure we have some tools. Okay. Cool. All right. So this is the cooling needed. It's going to be powered by the reactor that's already there. And since this is the back side, hang on. Trying to figure out my orientation. So this is the front. I guess actually I would like the rover to be plugged in on that side. Let's put the cooling on the other side. All right, so there's the cooling. Plug into the rover on this side, so we need coupling. So it wasn't a great landing, but it was a landing. So we're going to put a flex tube here. Get this squared away. Oops. I don't know what that does. There we go. On the back side, we'll put the temporary... Oh, it just still does have the VTOL engines. Cool. I'm looking for... That's supplies. What is that thing? Oh, saddlebag. Nope, nope. This. So this to go here. So we connect to the rover. On the back side, we're going to take an extra flex tube to connect to the other side of the rover. Oops. So this will stick out the side. This will give us our temporary habitation until we land the hab unit. This will connect to the rover. This is extra because we're gonna. This was, oh, we could actually just move this to the rover or just leave it here. But this I'm going to put on the rover so we have one more connection point for the installation. All right. So it'd be nice if we could land this and we could convert the drills. Could probably do that. All right. So let's extend this for a sec. I got the right crew, right? Pilot, engineer, good. All right, so landing this doesn't really land that much. It's like 4 tons. So let us put. Does this have logistics? Have a command? It does. Well, whatever. All right, let's go ahead and put a decoupler. Or no. We'll do a yeah. We'll do a decoupler. Where is too big? That takes up too much room, so we're going to do a stack separator. It's unfortunate. Actually, we'll go here, and we want to flip this over so when it decouples, it sticks to whatever's going to be above it. In this case, it's going to be the Sky Crane engine. And let's pop these out. And we're going to offset it. The reason why we're going to offset it is I don't want these to actually burn and blow those things up. So we're going to have these right there. I'll put those back in. Now this has a little bit of a reaction wheel. The Sky Crane has got a 15 reaction wheel. That's going to be fine for that mass. That's going to be just fine and dandy. So let's change this to the MUN, Kerbal Engineer. And if we attach a small fuel tank, is that going to be enough fuel? 1,600, that should be more than enough. But don't forget, we're going to pinpoint, so we're going to burn up a lot of it. Yes, we are. Now to help steer it, we're going to need some RCS. So let's go here, and this is going to eat away at the RCS, or eat away at the fuel too. And we need 4 of these. Evidently, the game does not want to cooperate with me today. All right, now so what we want to do is we want to find the center of mass. It's all the way down there. So we can't get all the way down there, but we can do right about there. Okay, so let's make that go away. Now, again, since we're taking the engineers, I want to take the, we got to take some interim supplies. And then we also have to take some stuff, some parts. I need to look up. I'm going to get lost here because I don't know where to find us. I would think this would be under manufacturing or mining, which, where is the mining at? Functions, mining. All right, so this is what I need. I need specialized parts and material kits. That didn't take long at all. So let's do this. What I did last time is I grabbed this, and I just need 2 for right now, and I put it right here. And then I found these really cool containers that Rover Dude gives us somewhere. Nope, nope. Oh, it's gonna be here? No. No. There we go. And I was using these small ones. Those are the small ones, right? Yeah. I was using these small ones, and I was putting like so. And again, I need specialized parts. So we're gonna next cargo specialized parts. Yeah, I also need material kits too. Since I'm here, let's just use material kits. Oh, that's gonna make this thing heavier too. Maybe I don't need so many material kits. Actually, I need more material kits than specialized parts. So we're gonna leave that like it is. Then I'm going to copy this, and we're going to put same thing on this side, but we're going to change this to specialized parts. Oops, wrong way. All right, and we actually don't need, we only need about that many. And I'm taking excess just because I make so many mistakes. All right, so that is the stuff we need, that the engineer needs to actually convert the drill that's there. Now, so that they can hang out there for a while and have some fun, we need to take some supplies. So we're going to, but we're going to do a, oh, I want to do 4 of these. All right. So by the numbers, this gives them 37 days with supplies. All right, that's going to be more than enough because we're going to turn them back around and actually do a supply drop. Now, the one thing that this is missing to keep it alive and kicking is a fuel cell. So let's go down to battery. Grab a fuel cell. We just need 1. Oh, excuse me, that was rude. Oh, that's where the engine's going to pop out. That'll be bad. Sneak it right there. No. Running out of space. Okay, here, let's do this. Let's put it there temporarily. All right, let's go ahead and start tucking things away. And maybe we can make some room. All right, so that's that. And then what we want to do is go here. And I think those are actually in a good. And the other one. Oh, yeah, that should still work. All right, so let's go here. And I'm going to kind of line it up. And okay, so now for the fuel cell. I'm thinking it might fit. Oops, wrong way. Right here. Okay, not there. Right there. Kind of a tight fit. All right, so this severely reduces our. If I take one of those off, I feel more comfortable with that. And then how long does that give us for supplies? Still 18 days. All right. And they're going to be eating that while they're, no, I can't risk it. All right, let's put it back. 900 Delta V. That means I need a rocket to do most of the landing that I can get rid of and then land this and then move it. All right. I'm going to put a small battery. Yeah, and then we're going to do docking port. Why are you putting a docking port, Andy? Well, I'm going to put a nose cone on top. And I want to be able to get rid of the nose cone. I don't want to use a decoupler because then it's just, you know, floating debris. All right, so let's get That's fine. All right, so let's leave this on the MUN still. Let's retract these things. So now the stage we want to do, the stage that we want to do here, it doesn't have to be a full stage, but it's just going to be a stage that's going to be enough to do most of the landing for this logistics module. So we want to put, I haven't had much success with putting a decoupler, because for one thing, if you use the one that's about the same size, it clips in. Then if you go, oh, just put a stack separator, well, it clips the wrong way. If you use a decoupler, it disappears. So the only thing I found, without getting weird with clipping, is that. That'll work. All right, so let's put that there. And again, I'm thinking this has, to land on the MUN, you need 600, and that's just to land, but we're going to do some slow descent, some pinpoint. We want to get close to the structure because we want to connect it. It doesn't have to, but it's just a lot of vehicles or a lot of craft to swap to when you're on the surface. So I just want to have one structure. So it's what we want to do here is maybe we can just do this. Oh, first of all, let's put a reaction wheel. All right. And then if we put a poodle, see what a poodle does for us here. Well, it doesn't do anything because of staging. There we go. That's going to work nice. That's going to work real nice. Gives us a 6.0 thrust to weight ratio. We got 13. So this right here, this stage right here will do, like I said, the slowing down, the landing, getting us close. Then we'll get rid of it, and then we'll land with our... We'll land with that. That's what we'll land with. You know, I want to put this on an action group. Let me do that. So retract engines, and we go to action groups. I'm going to put this on action group 4. Then we want to click that, and we want to say toggle engines, shut down engines, activate engines. But why is there 2 toggle engines? All right, we'll test that out. If not, we can do it manual. All right. Now we put this to Kerbin. Oh, actually, now it's what we're gonna. Yeah, now we're gonna put this on Kerbin, and we're gonna design a stage that gets us from the Kerbin orbit to the MUN and gets us an orbit around the MUN. And for that, we need 900 plus 300. So that's what, 1,000, 1,200. So I'm gonna round up to 1,500. So for that, let's go ahead and put a decoupler. We'll put another reaction wheel. And then for fuel, let's try this and a... Oh, you know what we need is... here we need a... Need that. All right, we'll build that in a sec. Actually, let's build it right now. Let's see here. So we want to turn that and that off. And we want to build the fairing. About there. There. Awesome. Good. All right, cool. Now let's get that there. That there. Is that right? That is right. All right. Hang on one sec. I'll be right back, guys. Oops, wrong key. Wrong key. Okay, I am back. Sorry about that. Let's get the game back. Oops, wrong. The game back on, and I gotta got something kick around on my feet, making me uncomfortable. All right, so we are designing a stage that's gonna go from right. Okay, so let's just see with this amount of fuel, with that much weight, if we can use a skipper, maybe. I said 900 plus 3, so 1200. Plus a, okay, we're just going to go with that. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have a little bit left over, it looks like. A little bit. Now I'm nervous. Let's see here. What does that give us? What if we had a sliver tank? What happens if we had the little sliver tank? Alright, we'll go with that. I just... The way I do things, it's always wrong. Oh, you know what? It's kind of quiet here because I forgot SpaceX and... There we go. A little music. Alright. So, before I get too much into it, let's go ahead and strut this down. Let's, strut those. I want to strut where it bounces, which will be right here. There. There. Oh, there it is. Strut this. Alright, cool. And then we'll strut that. Alright. Alright, so once again, those stages are all designed for certain things. Yes, they are. And again, using Kerbal Engineer to kind of look at your stages, look at your delta V based upon your situation, it really does help. Helps me anyways, because I don't know what I'm doing. Alright, so now we want to get this rocket off the ground. So now, once again, we're going to put a decoupler. No, I didn't want that. Wait. Alright, decoupler. Let's use a reaction wheel. And I'm wondering, can I do... It doesn't have to be... Huh. Maybe. Okay, let's go this. Ooh, I know. Let's try this. There's the main sail. But that's not going to be enough. So we're coming up about 2,200 delta V short. However, let's see what happens if I take this and make some boosters with. What am I looking for? That. This. Do that. Let's put that there. Let's put that there. Oops, that didn't. That's bad. Try it again. Okay. Having a little issue here. There, better. Let's get this down. I wonder if mainsails are going to be too much. Let's try skippers. Skipper. And then, of course, we want to keep some control. And we're going to put, again, a nose cone, aerodynamic. So what I like to do, I like to build one side. Because fighting the lag in the editor can be, well, not fun. I'll put the nose cone there. I'm going to drag this down just a little bit more. Right about there. Then we want to strut that, and strut that. And then, oh, wait. Grab some fuel. And that, and then we want to put this right about there. We're going to drag it over to here. Alright, so now we're going to duplicate this. We're going to try 3 times, see if 3 times is enough. Now all that thing we did, it gets redone. Drag this engine down there. No. Now we're about, alright, so I don't even think 4 is going to help. Probably not. we're coming up a little bit short, just a little bit. So we could probably get away. Oh, this is going to be. I'm going to regret doing this. Why am I going to do it? I don't know. Why not? So we add a sliver tank to each stack. Put this back on. Put this back on. We're still 200 delta V short. $138. That's fine. See, I didn't have, and I don't have that enough to borrow from this stage. Don't. So I think is what we're going to have to do is do this. I think if we add this and then add main sails instead of. Yes! Alright, cool. So we can work with that. Put that back, put that back. Get that back where it was. Let's see how far. Okay, so let's take the fuel lines off because they're going to get all jinky and we'll put them back. Let's see if this will. I don't like it. All right. It's gonna work. It's kind of a. I don't like having my radial decoupler so low down. So what we'll do here is all right. So let's get the fuel lines back. Don't forget that. Was on the fuel. Come on. Okay, whatever I just did, stop. Thank you. Alright, so let's turn that on, flip that over, and let's put it right about arc. Right about there. And do that. Good enough. Alright. So once again, let's make sure these are strutted. That's strutted. Give that a strut. We're gonna reduce this down to about there. Again, we're gonna have, by the numbers, 100 more than we should to get the space. That's fine. We could always like reduce this fuel. Nope, I don't want to do it. All right. What else am I missing? Oh, I want to make sure these tanks fall free, so I'm gonna go overboard. I know, that's funny. And we're going to not do that. Those. Okay. So let's try it this way. And then these go here, and then this stage goes above the engines. All right. And that's what we'll do. is we'll just kind of tuck these in so they don't stick out so much. Alright, so those will fire off as the rocket's going. They'll push away the microphone. Alright, so that is extreme overkill. And it's heavy because of all the machinery stuff that we're carrying, that's why. This is $34.95. Perfect. Alright, so now all we have to do is add these thingies. I don't know if I need them on the inside. Alright, so let's make sure rocket nice and centered, and then these guys go right there. This is the MUN mineral logistic. Save that. Can't believe I didn't save it. And let's make sure we have our crew. Crew's still there, and they have their tools. Cool. Alright. So again, by landing this, we can temporarily get the drill up and running, and we're going to have to turn around and drop their more permanent, their longer lasting supplies. Hopefully this is going to work. It's got to work, so I've crew. Oh, I am out of money. Oh dear. Oh my. That was those failed launch attempts that put me in the green. I have to start doing science missions again. Let me save this. And so what I'm going to have to do is borrow some money. I'm going to start enabling the science missions again. Start retrieving science. It's kind of boring, but we'll do that. So what we're going to do here is, so I'm going to borrow, and I'm going to pay it back. We're going to borrow 2 mil. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to save the game. Oops, not there. I want to go to settings. Then I want to go here, contract configurator, get that turned off, and I want to do select science. All right, now we can launch. And what happens once I build up the fund, then I'll just subtract the 2 million. Science program got expensive. It's all those supplies. All those, not supplies to feed the Kerbals, but make sure we still have the right crew. Yep, alright. It was the material kits and stuff like that. And plus, you over-engineer, you spend a lot more. So, I have to pay back 2 million. But doing these science contracts, it's going to add up pretty quickly. Alright, so... Did I put a probe core? I didn't. Fine. Alright. And we don't have an antenna. Alright, this ain't gonna fly. What I get. Revert back to VAB. Easy fix, I think. Alright, so antenna. Fixes that. Let's go ahead and redo the fairing. Take this off, take that off. Okay, where that battery... The battery is, we're going to put a probe core. Put that back. Put that back. And with that probe core, it has a small aerial. Alright, so we should be fine. Let's go ahead and cover this up with the fairing again. Alright, doesn't look like that changed anything. Alright. So I was afraid that wherever the communication was within the logistics module may not have the range of at least a probe core, and that we have a pilot, so it would still work. Oh, that was the SAS functionality I was getting. It was coming from the pilot. not the logistics module, because I didn't think the logistics module had any sort of command authority. Excuse me. That's better. Alright, we're out of here. Now, upon successful landing of this should put this mineral drill site online, because the drill is there. It has a logistics module. We're taking the logistics building out, connect the two, get the drills configured with the engineer and the parts, and it should be able to start digging up minerals. And we have a high concentration, we have 11%, so cool. That should work. That should work real well. I can't believe 9 complete landing failures with that rover. Go back, redesign it, and it works. Well, it landed a little bit better. So what I need to do is I need to just kill my velocity and just drop down. I wasn't doing that. Alright, so basically we have 46 seconds left until we stage, and hopefully those separatrons will push those away and we won't have any sort of mid-flight collision here, because that would be bad. Really bad. But this has got a good momentum. It's kind of been a real learning, even though there's probably a lot more I can do. Even though there's a lot more I can do with MKS, more technical stuff, getting the basics down, then going to each site and figuring out what could be done better so you get better output would be good. Wandered off for food. What's going on now? Well, you missed a successful landing of the mineral drill rover, and now we're sending logistics and a crew to see if we can't get it online. And then we're going to have to also... Oh, can I get in there and get the decouple node? Hey. Fuel cell? Ooh, that was wobbly. What did I not... Right. Oh, probably these things. Come on. I redesigned it, Artie. It was the same thing. The only 2 things I did that were major is I added another reaction wheel on each side. So it gave me more, control. And okay, that definitely worked. And then I added. I just made that the COM, the center of mass, and the center of thrust were as close as possible, and it landed barely. I lost everything except for the rover, and one thing busted off the rover, so we have to bring out a replacement for that. We lost this thing, but the rover's intact. The drill was there. Everything landed, sort of. It slid. And where the rover's at, it's got a high concentration of minerals. It's pretty flat, so yay. Success. But, Rover Dude added a lot of different things to make the habitation, the mining, the cultivating, everything more efficient depending upon what you do. And again, so I'm kind of starting at the ground level, doing it probably the hard way and not the most efficient way. And then is what I'm going to do is learn... Always leave those things out. And then I'll start replacing personnel with the correct people. Alright, so... Again, we want to get up to the MUN. There's the MUN. Ooh, what's that? UFO. And then we want... And I had to borrow $2 million. The agency ran out of money, so I have to start doing science contracts and collecting bucks. What do I want to do? Do this. Then we do that. I had turned off the science contracts because I had a lot of money. But setting up this colonization is quite expensive, but it's actually going to pay for itself and give it back, because unless they changed it, if you mine the uranite or uranium and refine it, put it in a container and bring it back to Kerbal and recover it, cha-ching. Let me say that again. Cha-cha-ching. Oh yeah. That's some good bank there. So we have 200 left in this, so we need what, 900? So we'll eat up 700 of this, which this was all supposed to get us there. So we'll have some left over to slow us down, line us up, and then this one is to get us so close to the ground, and then we take over on that one. Oh. Alright. And then after this we have to do the habitation with the supplies. Because they just have temporary supplies and temporary habitation. Alright, so there's our burn to the MUN. I did a whole lot of button pushing and nothing happened. Alright. Get this lined up. I pull wrong every... I mean, it's 50-50, and what are the chances? I always pull the wrong way. That's fine. Mid-course is... Oh yeah, we have plenty of fuel. They have supplies for 51 days. Okay. So the habitation supply run will be the last drop. Cool. So I'm hoping that when this lands, we connect. I've learned enough to where I should be able to get this drill online. And the logistics module is there. So it should put minerals into the warehouse. Yeah, cool. So again, the plan is to spend the money, set up the drill sites, so they drill the stuff, make the stuff available through distribution, through the warehouse functionality, then find a nice piece of land. And that's where we set up the larger buildings that take all of this stuff and start refining it and doing with it what we want. Well, I know what I want to do with it. I just... talking about it and doing it's two different things. Alright, good enough. Alright. Having some laggy spikes there. So the MUN is getting a little crowded. That's good. Alright, so now I need to find... There it is, right there. Alright, let's... SS on F5. That's it, that's our target. And what I want to do is, right about here, put on the brakes. Going to cost 221, so we have plenty in this stage to do that. Weird graphics. Oh, action group 4. Oh. I did an action group to extend the thanks. Alright. There's our slowdown. Alright, so action group 4. Yay! It works. Cool. So, again, we have the skipper that's given us a thrust to weight ratio of almost 17, so pretty strong. I forget, this thing still weighs quite a bit because of all the machinery that we're bringing. What we're going to do here is slow down again. That's going to cost 177. We have that. Excuse me. A little bit of a cough. Then is what we're going to do is we're going to get rid of this stage, then we'll use the skipper stage to get us down pretty low. Probably half the distance, and then we'll get rid of it and we'll use the we'll use this. So 37,000 up, so we're still pretty high up. It's been a while since I've used not a skipper but a poodle, so we have a poodle in this next stage. Alright, so that F5, let's go ahead and stage. Alright. So let's go ahead and get right about here. Do that. Slow us down. Now again, we'll go from an 18 or a 17 thrust to weight ratio to about a 9. So that means, well, we lost a lot of weight though too. Oh, that's where we're going. Tell you, I sure do like having that tool out. That is a really nice tool. Let's see here, let's take it to about here. So we'll use the poodle to do that. It's going to cost 137. So we're still coming in kind of high. We're still 10,000 up. Minerals, no data. Really? That doesn't sound very good. Let's go ahead and do this manual. Oh, what happened here? Oh, did we... Did we lose SAS or something? That was weird. That was really weird. Why did that turn off like that? Did I forget to turn it on? Probably did, didn't I? Alright. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and just pretty much stop. Alright, cool. Oops. Now, being as I have all this fuel, this might be kind of weird, but we're going to use RCS to push us. And I'm going to use the skipper to keep us from falling. Oops, I need to go that way though. Let's see here. Have to turn around, kill our velocity here again. Actually, probably not a whole lot. We're 3,000 up. I'm just doing some corrections here to kind of keep us on target. And green is where my landing will be. Let's get this right away. I'm not real good at this. I do practice, but it's hard. So what I want to do is this. No, not that. Wrong key. We're going to slow down. We're going to kill our momentum here. And this is 0-ish. We're going to get rid of that stage. Now we have 1,000 delta V. And we can holy shnikey, this thing is all over the place. There we go. No. My big fat thumb. What did I save on that? Please tell me I saved somewhere. I was doing so good until my thumb slipped off the shift key. Where are we? Alright, not too far back. Alright. Sorry about that, guys. Even though SpaceX had an awesome day. Alright, so we're gonna do that. Bark. Bark. Bark, bark. Bark. Did it say execute? Why are we not executing? What's going on? That's better. Alright, computer went brain dead. Alright, so then let's do, after this, burn. that stage. And then what we want to do is a little bit lower, run some more brakes. Once I did this, and this actually landed on my station, on my drill site, and took everything out. Quite embarrassing. So we're still 16,000 up. We're gonna do one more maneuver node here. Do it right about here. Get a hold of Alright, cool. Alright. So I won't try to do any fancying getting us closer until we get like really, really close. Trying to do it ahead of time, I just start messing things up. It's like doing a rendezvous. So we're still 5,000 up. We're not going too fast, but we can explosions. Alright, let's go. What happened last time was I hit the stage button. My big fat thumb slipped off the shift key. Get this. When we get to about 1,000, we're going to get rid of this stage. This up here. Alright, so no more fooling around. We're gonna kill our speed, get rid of our stage. Alright. Yeah, buddy. Alright, so we don't have a whole lot of fuel. Well, I say that, but the way I fly. I want RCS on. Right. That way. So when we get about 100 meters off the ground, we're going to go and use some translation tools here from MechJeb. Thank you very much. Alright. Keep us vertical. Okay. It's all nice and done. Surface up. RCS on. Alright. Now we go into hover mode. Don't need that on anymore. Alright, let's start our descent also. So I have 800 meters for fuel. Should be able to do this just fine. Now I forgot what end I wanted to connect the rover to, but I'll figure that out. Alright, 200 meters off the ground. We have about 7 minutes of fuel at this rate. Alright, let's go ahead and kill our horizontal speed at about now. We're still descending. Okay, that's the back end of the rover. That's perfect. So what did I want to do? I wanted to connect it like this. Alright, okay. Let's slow down a little bit. Do that. Do that. Now let's Alright. Go ahead and sit there for a sec. We have to... Oh, that's right. We got to borrow one of these and stick it on there. I forgot about that. All right, let's go ahead and get down a little more. Oops. We'll get down to 10 meters. We don't want this like really close to it because we want a little bit of a gap, just a little bit. Stop right there, and we're going to use again RCS to kind of make some slight adjustments here. Back up. All right, that looks like it should be just fine. Yep, awesome. Turn that off. SAS on, turn off the RCS, do F5, make sure those tools are off. Cool. Traction wheels aren't doing anything. Alright, that's fine. So what we're going to do an F5. Let's go ahead and turn these engines off. I don't want to do that. Retract them. Now it's time for our engineer to do some work. So let's pull out Jeb here. Make sure he's got his tool. He does have his trusty little tool. And he's just standing on subject flex tube. Alright. So the first thing we want to do is we need to grab this flex tube. Oh. Didn't have his, he had his tool, just didn't have it out. Alright, grab that flex tube. And he's going to hip hop over here. And we're going to put that there. Then we're going to connect these together. Cool. Now, we're here for minerals. So what we need to do is configure this to be minerals. So we want to turn that into minerals. Turn that into minerals. Turn that into minerals. And so now if we switch over here, they're set up for minerals. Perfect. So we can deploy the drill. And what we can do is switch back to our Kerbal. Not that. Okay, really? First bugs. There's Jeb. Switch to Jeb. Can I not switch to Jeb? Why? Switch to Jeb. Thank you. Alright. Then we're going to do the same thing on here. We are going to... And what this does, each time I do one of these reconfigurations, is pulling parts from here. So we want to minerals and minerals. All right. Then we switch here. All minerals. We deploy the drill. See, we're gonna have to start the reactor. Have to go and start this. This is our coolant. And we will expand that. Make sure that's locked. So that's minerals. That's minerals. And now if we start actually, see here, turn on the drill. We actually start drilling minerals. Minerals 0 efficiency. What? That doesn't make sense. Show me the tool. Oh no. Why does it say no data? Not cool. What am I looking for? Minerals. 10%. According to this, I have 10%. So if we... Alright. Huh. That's not good. Mineral rate. Whatever. That. So what I've always had. All right, so we can take. Does that have a probe core on it? Is that why you're hanging around? No. All right, so why don't you just delete? Go back to Jeb. Switch to Jeb. And not while vessels are moving. I don't care that it's moving. Switch. Oh, making Andy angry. All right. That was just the previous stage that should have blown up and it just broke into pieces. So what I want to do is switch back to Jeb. But it was, at least we... I have some conflicting information. What I found out that once you start doing something like the mining and the warehousing, sometimes you have to switch away and switch back, and then it all seems to work. That's not Jeb. There's Jeb. Alright. So let's grab Jeb, put him back in his home. Temporary home. Sorry, Jeb. And then we board. And let's get your habitation out. Start up the habitation. Let's make sure our electrical is holding. Electrical's fine. Alright. That is a logistics. Alright, so everything looks fine there. Let's turn this off, turn this on. So these guys have got 166 days of supplies. Oh, because there's some supplies there. And supplies there. Alright. Alright, let's see. Oh, okay, so we got minerals. See, that's weird. Come on. See, now we have a 4% mineral. Alright, so switching away and switching back always seems to fix that. Alright, so again, successful mineral site up and running. The only thing that's missing is we do have a HAB unit that needs to come out, and that will have additional supplies, and we're going to do that on the next stream. So, again, everyone, thanks a lot for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Let me go see if there's any of my fellow rocket jockeys are online and streaming that I could, well, it looks like Mater, Tyler Ease. Wow, a lot of rocket jockeys out there. Let's go ahead and, see you, Argy. Mater looks like he's, following in the footsteps of today's SpaceX launch, which was really cool, by the way. So, guys, do me a favor. If you don't know who Mater is, I'm going to give you a link. And how about if you guys do a friendly Gamer Circle visit? right there at that link. Give him a follow if you're not following him already. Again, he's another rocket jockey. He does Kerbal, knows a lot about rockets. He does other games too. But give him a follow. I would appreciate it. I'm going to go over there and say hello to him. And I'm going to throw him a host. And then I'm going to do something else. So here goes the host right here. Again, see you guys later. Thank you very much. You guys have a great day.